There's a lot of talk nowadays in the online space of what is called an NPC, non-player character. These are people in society that basically just believe everything blindly that the media tells them. They never really question anything. And so their fate is not connected to their individuality or their free will. It's connected to these systems that are in place. I wanted to make this video as a means to just give you some mental frameworks to help you unplug from these systems that are in place. Why I think this video is necessary is the way that I see it, you really only have two options. The first is you either program yourself or you let a system program you. So first, understand that your external battles are always a matter of internal identity. Thought comes before action. So in order to reap better actions, you have to correct your ways of thinking. Viktor Frankl says, "As a man thinketh, so he is." In James, in the Bible, it talks about can fresh water and salt water come from the same well? If your actions are lacking, if they're not producing the results that you're desiring, there's a very good chance that it's because your thinking, this belief system, is just jacked up. So in other words, how can you expect change to happen in your life without first dissecting the foundation of your internal belief system? But don't get me wrong, it's like you can still go out there, kill it, and just reap tremendous success while still thinking that you're poor and you're a loser, right? But that is a very complicated way in which to go about this. This is what most people do. It's like they exert their way through life just trying to wrestle with it through sheer willpower and just force, and then they're surprised at themselves when they fail. So, but what they don't understand is that their failures are not a matter of that willpower. It's a matter of their belief systems during this process. When I believe I'm a loser, I'm less likely to try things. If I wholeheartedly believe that I, for example, like suck at football, I'm not going to go try out for the varsity football team, right? Probably just going to sit on the sidelines and, drink some Kool-Aid or whatever. Your scope of potential is bound by your subconscious, right? Perception is reality. So we have to figure out a way to hijack our subconscious to feed it identity, abundance, favor. Whatever you believe about something, your brain will go out and essentially search for things to confirm that belief. This is known as confirmation bias, something that we all really do regardless of if that belief serves us or opposes us. So for example, people with low self-esteem might interpret constructive criticism as just a blow to their ego, a personal attack, which reinforces their own negative self-image. If someone believes in a special political ideology, they're more likely to go out and seek information, news outlets that confirm those pre-existing beliefs. Your subconscious is always being shaped, so you have to remain vigilant in what you allow in. So let's get to the chase. Here are 3 steps in which you can use to reprogram your subconscious. The first one is make a firm decision and be as specific as possible. Now here is a little secret to help you position yourself to better receive this outcome. Let's say your goal, for example, is to lose 20 pounds. That's fair. Now, instead of fixating on this goal, imagine a version of you that is 20 pounds leaner. So you might ask yourself these questions of, how did I get here? What habits did I implement to allow me to arrive at this body composition? What does it look like to look at myself in the mirror as someone who's 20 pounds lighter? Let's say you want to stop watching porn or smoking weed. The same method applies. What are the emotions that I feel when I'm sober? How do I interact with my friends when my mind has been purified? Create clear intention with elevated emotion. So understand that the goal is not important. What's important is embodying the character traits that are required to achieve that goal. Mentally rehearsing the actions that help you achieve this goal will rewire the brain to believe it's already been done. Actions follow belief, so you have to step into this new persona while leaving the old one behind. The second step is to look for proof. This is your supporting evidence. This is the part where you ask yourself, okay, what are the habits and the actions that are now part of this new identity? And also understand that each of these steps build off one another. So the difficulty of looking for supporting evidence will be relative to what we discussed in step 1. Your nervous system can't tell the difference between what's real versus what's imaginary if you keep visualizing with enough of this emotional intensity. So this might look like surrounding yourself with people that you want to become like, canceling a Netflix subscription in exchange for a gym membership. So now moving into the third step, this one is to detach. After you've done everything you can, it's important to step back and just let this whole thing be. Let this whole thing run its course, be in motion, and wait. Pretend for a moment that your intention is like a boomerang. When you throw it out there, you're not going to go and try to manipulate it in order to come back. You're going to wait in hopeful anticipation that it does come back in the manner in which it was thrown. Because here's the thing with setting an intention, it's like the world is going to test you. Plans might fall through for a moment. Discouragement might set in. You're going to have doubts about the future. Realize that these voices only have power if you give them power. The law of conservation of energy states that nothing can be created or destroyed. You have to know that nothing can come towards you that you are not already equipped to handle, right? If you're in a dark room, you don't go in there and try scooping out all the darkness, right? Like it's some, ice cream handle and you're trying to get to the caramel ice cream at the bottom of a Neapolitan ice cream tub, right? No, you're going to go to the corner of the room, turn the light on, bam, all the darkness is gone. I see a lot of people in these self-help spaces, man, that are trying to scoop out all the darkness. And sure, maybe it works. Maybe that'll eventually work, but I'd rather be the person that just turns the light on, aligns myself with the mental framework that is conducive to manifesting this outcome rather than, trying to go through this whole thing through sheer willpower to make something happen. You have to interpret that these events that are happening in front of you are happening for you, not to you. The emotions and the voices don't always, they don't have to warrant your attention. So the moral of the story, dude, is preserve your manifesting energy through this art of non-attachment so you can stand strong against these anxieties and these fears and your own voices in your head that are trying to take you out. So just to recap, the 3 steps are to make a firm decision, be as specific as possible. The second is look for proof. This is the supporting evidence. And 3 is have no attachment to the outcome. That's all I got, guys. Thanks again so much for watching. Hope this video helps. If you have questions, feel free to reach out, and we'll see you in the next one.